FlowChat connectors and fellow entrepreneurs, I'm back for another one. In this video, we're going to talk about how to find customers using Instagram by leveraging the power of FlowChat. Well, bam! What's up, FlowChat Connector? Sean back at you with another I hope you're doing really well. Make sure and smash that like button. Share this out to somebody else that needs it to get better at sales. And last, of course, if you find value during this session, please smash that subscribe button so that I can continue delivering the little tidbits that make you a professional sales pro. Excited to dive into one today. We're going to talk about Instagram a little bit. I think a lot of people struggle when it comes to Instagram and why and how, but let's bring Yoda out as we always do. So what are we trying to accomplish when we're using Instagram? First of all, let's talk a little bit about why Instagram, right? So first and foremost, Instagram, as you know, is owned by Meta. Meta is the company that also owns Facebook. So Facebook and Mr. Mark Zuckerberg and his entire team and organization own both platforms. They also recently purchased WhatsApp. It's another messaging app. However, Instagram is, of all the other social platforms that are out there, the most visual. People that play on Instagram are visual-based people, right? If you have a modality, there's 4 major modalities. If you want to know the modality, it's visual, audio, kinesthetic, which means feely, and then audio digital, which is a combination of new age mental and audio at the same time, right? So the VAKAD is the actual modalities that you can have. Visual is the most appealing. Not only is it the most appealing, but it is also one of the 6 meta biases when you're trying to convince the primal brain. This is why Instagram is such a powerful tool and you have it at your fingertips to really crush it. Secondly, Instagram is so valuable because it gives you something else that does a better job than most of the other social platforms out there is hashtags. The hashtags on Instagram are very easy to use since they don't have as many features and benefits as, say, like a LinkedIn or a Facebook themselves. Hashtags become so much more relevant. And when you know how to use hashtags to do searching, you will explode results. So learning how to use the hashtag strategies to put them onto your content that you're posting, as well as searching for them, are some things that you want to keep in mind. Lastly, Instagram has one of the biggest populations of what people are coining these days, micro-influencer. Micro-influencer is anybody that doesn't have, according to like lots of polls that I read, anyone that has less than 100,000 followers or subscribers or anything like that is considered a micro-influencer. In fact, it goes up in some cases, I've seen it, if you have less than 1 million followers, you're considered a micro influencer, right? We were very big micro influencers on Facebook at one stage in our career, where we had about 500,000 people following us around. Now we have on my, for example, Instagram, I haven't really pushed the platform that much, but I have over 10,000 followers over there. People tell me I'm a micro influencer, which is great. The cool thing about micro influencers are there's so many of them that they're totally willing and able and ready to connect with you to do joint venture shout outs and promotions and a lot of things like that. So if you're interested in connecting with some people that have bigger followings and you're not scared to walk down the path and do that strategy, Instagram is amazing. Well, what's next? Here's a couple of pro tips, just because if you're trying to get started on Instagram or you're already started on Instagram, these are some things that you want to keep in mind as you're moving forward. Your bio. That means your picture. Obviously, if you're looking at your profile, you got your little picture. You got right on the top right, you've got all of your bio information there. What we want to put in our bio, which is very valuable, is maybe like a half a sentence or a 1 sentence or a phrase that describes how you help and serve other people. If you can clean that up, you're going to do a lot better than if it just says, you know, something very generic, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of people put their link in bio, like check my link in bio on their content kind of thing to get them to, it's almost like a call to action to move forward and connect with them on another level. Secondly, high quality images. If you want to make your Instagram profile really stand out, think about using the highest quality and highest resolution images that you can find. And the higher the quality, the better off you're going to be, because people on this platform prefer beauty. They speak the language of beauty. When they see somebody that's put the time and the work and the effort in to have a high quality output on their content, it's recognized as good and it's recognized as you are a professional, right? So using higher quality images on photos. I mean, I know there's a lot of softwares out there that will automatically post on Instagram. I had an experience with this not too long ago where I had loaded up probably over 150 images that I wanted, and they're all high quality that I loaded. But for whatever reason, the software glitched out and put some lower quality images posting on my particular feed. And people were like, Sean, that's not like you. What is this? Next thing you know, I'm like, oh, it was the software. And so I had to remove a bunch of posts. It was kind of annoying, but it did actually hurt the growth of my Instagram channel at the time. So using high quality images is very valuable. Lastly is engaging content, right? A lot of people say, and again, I'm speaking from the lens of using Instagram to grow a business. That's really where my forte is. I'm not so much of the Instagram, just documenting a life kind of a thing. But what I'll share is to get engagement is probably the most important thing that you can have on your Instagram profile in your content. And so during your content, you want to think about, if you're using it for business, how do you create posts that make a lot of sense that people will engage with? And if you look at some of those micro influencers and even some of the bigger influencers on the platform, what you'll find is they have a very interesting way of looking at the content and how they post some of the content that they post to get engagement. So it is important to be follow along with what the influencers are using and then copy some of the framework and the strategy that they're using, because it will work for you as well. So those are a couple of pro tips on how to benefit from Instagram. Now let's move into why Instagram and FlowChat, because we were talking about how to find customers with Instagram by leveraging the power of FlowChat. Here we go. This is our extension. This is a snapshot of our extension. We have an extension that runs. It's available in the Chrome store for anybody that wants it. And it also links directly into our standalone software product that we developed and built back in 2017 called FlowChat. And on Instagram itself, you can see, FlowChat itself serves 9 different social media platforms. It's the only one in the direct messaging space that messages on all these different platforms. There's no automation. We don't do any bot behavior whatsoever, because those two things go against the terms of service. So we play within the guidelines of all the social platforms, because there's some other companies that recently got shut down for not doing that, right? So we're not going to ever be that person. But anyway, on Instagram, if you look at our extension, we have, 8 different ways how you can leverage the power of FlowChat to find customers on Instagram. First and foremost, comments. This is a pretty big one. So if you have a post that's out there and it's getting some engagement, you can actually go to that post and you can collect all the people who have actually dropped a comment of engagement on your post and move them into a Kanban style board or a system, of which then you can start a outreach system that will drive a conversation that will eventually get them to the call to action that you're wanting. So comments is a big one. Now, it could be your post. Could be your competitor's post. It could be an Instagram ad. It could be any post that's publicly available and shown on Instagram. We have the ability to import the people that have commented on that post right into your account, and then you can message those people, right? Secondly is a big one, followers. Maybe you have some followers, maybe you don't. Maybe there's a micro influencer or a thought leader in your space that has a big following list that might be your perfect client. What if you could go to that place, click a button, collect a whole bunch of their followers, and start one-to-one conversations at scale, human to human, no bot, no automation, to build know, like, and trust, and eventually get people to buy things from you? Well, that's pretty interesting, right? So followers is there. Following is just the same. Like, who's following you? Right? If you're a business person and you're using Instagram for business purposes, and a lot of people that are business potential clients start following you, well, you could just collect all of those people that are following you in one click. We have a one-click import system, and you can move them right into the software. And now you're running the race at full speed, right? So here's the other cool part. Maybe it's not your profile. Maybe your profile doesn't have that many people that are following you, but you could go to somebody in your niche that has a big following. And now you could collect all of the people that are following that person and start building relationships, know, like, and trust with them through the DMs, right? Next one's a pretty big one as well. Again, let's go back to posting content on Instagram. Very visual, right? People will come along and they'll like your photo. It's very easy to double click, either whether you're on the phone or you're on the computer, it doesn't matter. You can like pictures and post very, very quickly. Well, FlowChat allows you to go into any post that's publicly shown, find the list of those people that are liked, as long as the person who made the original post doesn't hide all the likes. And you can import all of the people that have actually liked one of those posts, which is amazing, right? Because the people that like and the people that comment on posts are more engaged on the platform than others. So that's really, really powerful. Next one is messages. Anybody that's been sending you a message, anybody that you've sent a message that's ended up in your DMs in Instagram, you can instantly, one click, import all of those people right into your own account on the software. First, message overlay feature. This is a really big one. We're the only one in the world that has a messenger overlay feature for multiple platforms. Currently, we have Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And what this means is we have an overlay feature, I'll show you here in a second, where inside of the DM environment, natively you can be in that environment and you can use our tech and one-click message people all day long with message templates that have been set up and stored by you. But again, no bots, no automation. This is just the most efficient way to do what the social platforms want you to do anyways, which is engage with other people and build community and build tribes. So we have a message overlay feature that's different than anything else that's out there on the market. You're going to want to check that out. Next one's a pretty standard one. If you find a profile on Instagram and that might make some sense for you to connect with that person, well, you can import one profile at a time as you're sifting through and you're finding, oh, this is a potential great prospect. Click a button, one click import that person right into your software, start a conversation with them, build know, like, and trust, and go down the path. And lastly, but not least, is search. Maybe you can search for a term or a job title or a niche or something of the sort, maybe a hashtag that you're looking for. Again, this is where the hashtag piece comes in, is you do a search for hashtag whatever the term is. And then all the people that have been, using that term are going to pop up in a search. And now you can import all of those people with one click, right? So let's check this out here. Here's kind of what it looks like. This is a profile. So all you do, the extension pops open, you click the import button, you put in some notes. If you wanted to, you put the deal amount, how much that value is worth to you, you put them into a pipeline, change the color if you want, and one click import. Bam, just like that, and it imports right into your software. And then now you have the little pop-up extension of which you can use. And if you go into your software, there it is. The card will be sitting right there, and you will be ready to start messaging them very simply. As you saw in the Kanban view there, each stage stores its own unique message, and you have full customizable control over everything that you just saw right there. And so you can set up your messaging system in any which way that you want. Couple of pro tips that might make some sense for you. 60% of engagement in the DMs, if you're doing an outreach strategy, 60% of engagement happen at your fourth touch point. Again, fourth touch point. So maybe that's a follow, initial message, a couple of follow-ups. That's 4 touch points. You should see right around that 60% engagement mark. And then after that, 80% of sales deals are closed after 13 touch points. That doesn't come from me. That comes from a very big marketing and research organization in the sales space called Sales Brain. They're the ones who gave me the data. Last question is, what are you waiting for, right? Instagram is a system where they have billions of people using the platform each and every single day. If you're out there and you're wondering as an agency owner, like how or where is my next client going to come from, and you're not utilizing or using Instagram, you might want to consider that, because 2 billion people on the planet, I can assure you, any niche, any product, any service that you're selling right now, there are hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands of people waiting for you to get your message out to them. You have something to say, our tech will help you to accelerate and amplify your message. With that said, that is how you can use FlowChat to truly revolutionize your business and Instagram, and leverage the power of FlowChat to find a whole bunch of clients. Can't wait to see you next time. Hopefully that one's valuable. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.